Yes, digital product family. Hope you guys are well. Guys, we've got some kind of crazy news, some breaking news that's been happening. It's it's actually unbelievable what's been going on right now on Etsy. Hundreds of stores and listings are just being shut down, deactivated, suspended. It's just gone absolutely nuts right now. I'm getting emails from people, things are happening, and they don't know really what's going on. And I've been doing a lot of digging, a lot of investigation, a lot of finding out, and I want to just give you as much information as I can, as I have it right now, because I think this is an ever-changing story. It's moving. And I think there'll definitely be some updates coming because it's just absolutely mad. But the bottom line, what's been happening is that listings have been deactivated and stores have also been suspended. Literally, that's pretty much what's been happening. And I'll go through the reasons and why and so on from what I've seen and from what I understand, and hopefully try and give you some tips and advice to help you with this. So stay right to the end because I've got some, important nuggets. These are important golden nuggets for the community, for you guys. But remember, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, especially that I'm going to give you some more updates on this because, like I said, I don't think this is the end of it. I think this is just the beginning of things, what's been going on. So I want to kind of quickly just explain it. Now, essentially, look, what's happening right now on Etsy is that many stores have been shut down because it seems like it's because of mock-ups, and it seems like it's primarily pretty much print-on-demand stores, pod stores, right? So those people that are selling print-on-demand products, if they've got a design, for example, a logo, and they're selling a T-shirt that goes with it. Then they are getting, some of those are getting shut down, and I'll tell you why. So it doesn't really affect us as a digital product family per se. However, I mean, these Etsy AI bots are going rampant right now. So for all we know, they could be starting to go off and shut down other stores for no reason. So there's a lot going on right now, and I think what it is I don't know. It feels like, I mean, this is, like I said, primarily for print-on-demand stores. Those people that sell, designs with the products, with the physical product, basically design on a physical product. So, like I said, T-shirts, mugs, whatever it is. If you sell physical products with the design on it, then this really does. Affects you primarily. However, I think this is very important for everybody to know because we kind of have to talk about it. And it might also affect other sellers, digital product sellers and so on. So it's really important to understand what's going on. And also at the same time, you need to be in tune with Etsy's terms of service. I think some people also, they kind of, forget that side of it where they look and see what Etsy, allows, what it doesn't allow. And sometimes when people open up stores at the beginning, and I think this is so important, they don't focus too much on, let's say, trademark or copyright, and they don't really work on those things where, they have to be careful on what they're doing. Because look, at the end of the day, Etsy's a marketplace, but Etsy can be quite a cruel place as well. And sometimes people get shut down and closed, and all of that work and effort, you don't want all of that work and effort to go for no reason. And then for you to get maybe closed down because maybe you didn't know something, or you didn't read the terms of service, or you didn't actually read what the rules are for Etsy. It's very important to get accustomed with Etsy's rules. So after this video, like I said, I hope you kind of take a little bit more time to focus on what the rules are of Etsy, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Because I think, as sellers, we kind of focus on just trying to get our listings up there very quickly, trying to get selling, and really forget maybe looking at what we're supposed to be doing and what we're allowed to do. Because look, at the end of the day, it really is upsetting. And I think there's been a few sellers lately, there's been a few videos on YouTube, and I'm sure you've seen those, where some people have been closed down because of various reasons, whether it be copyright, trademark infringement, something's been going on. And it's very important for us all to be aware, and also to take stock and just remember that, let me just double check, make sure everything complies, everything meets the rules. Because like I said, it really can be extremely devastating and upsetting if your store is shut down when you're building, got all those beautiful reviews, that fantastic passive income, and that really cool, you're building your brand and your store, and then, you notice that it got shut down and there's no way back in. It's an absolute disaster. So before anything like that happens, we want to just double check and make sure that we're meeting everything. So, and the thing is, Etsy sometimes changes things. I believe we had something even last year, somewhere around Q4 even. Things happen all the time, and it seems like it's weird how it's happening right now during this Q4 period where, everyone's ramping up, and all of a sudden all you hear is stores are getting shut down, listings deactivated, all sorts are going on. It's crazy right now. So I really want you to double check. But let's just touch on this right now, because I really wanna focus on this. So basically, what's been happening, it seems like, now there's nothing concrete, and at the time of doing this video, Etsy hasn't really said anything, right? Because I know there's a lot of, especially YouTubers that I know, have been trying to get in contact with Etsy, and other sellers as well. They're trying to get in contact with Etsy to get some more clarification. But essentially, it seems like it's affecting mostly print-on-demand sellers. And what seems to be the problem is that they seem to be shutting down stores that have mock-ups that are not really representative of what they're being sold. So, for example, if you're selling a mug, for example, and you have an image, a mock-up of a mug, right? So you've purchased a mock-up. I don't know, it could be from Etsy, could be from somewhere else. You purchase this mock-up and you've got your design on it, right? It seems like Etsy has shutting down some stores that have got mock-ups up there that don't represent what it's selling. So when the customer gets that product that they're sold, it's not what the mock-up shows. It's not what it looks like on the mock-up. I hope that makes sense. So they're basically getting something slightly different. So it could be a t-shirt where, I don't know, it could be a certain design or the t-shirt style. And what the mock-up is, the style of the t-shirt is different to what the customer's getting. It seems like there's a lot of the stores that are getting shut down are having mock-ups that do not represent what they're being sold, right? That's one point. The other point is this. What Etsy seems to be saying is that make sure that if you're doing print on demand and you're selling a mug, a t-shirt, that you're using the image mock-up from the provider. So if you're hooking up Printify or Printful, then you should use the images provided by Printify or Printful to actually put up on your listings for Etsy. And that way you wouldn't attract any issues from Etsy. Okay, so you've got to really kind of go back to go back and have a good read also of the Etsy rules. And it does say something about the provider, the pod provider, making sure that you got your mock-ups from the pod provider. So for example, I'm just going to quickly jump on to Printify. These are obviously examples of products created. So for example, I don't know, I could just bring up this example of this design, which is put onto this phone casing. So these are images that are from Printify, right? So if you were to hook up and you want to sell your design, which is going onto a physical product like this phone casing, then you should be using the mock-up by Printify. So use the mock-up from Printify on your listing, right? Nothing else, because they're saying that this is a true representation of what you would get when it's sold. Okay, I mean, like I said, we don't really deal with physical product per se, but as you know, is whenever I show you about hooking up Printify, you can see that I show you these kind of designs, these mock-ups to use, and I think it's important to use these. For digital products, it's a little bit different. It's still a little bit vague. And like I said, we haven't got all the information right now. But something that I do want to find out is I want to find out stuff from you guys. Is that I would love to hear from you and let me know if you've experienced anything, especially in the last few days, with regards to any of your listings, any of your stores, especially with regards to digital products, because there's been nothing I've heard yet, any issues with digital products. It seems to be more focused on pod and print on demand, where it's a representation of the physical product that is sent, which seems to be the issue. But there's also other issues that are arising from this. And what I mean by that is there are other things that are being affected. Now, there have been some sellers lately, and maybe you've seen the videos. There have been some videos also that have been shown on Etsy sellers being shut down. There seems to be a crackdown basically lately. There seems to be a crackdown on even infringement in terms of trademark, copyright, and I think that's definitely a good thing. I mean, nobody should be selling anything that is obviously Disney related, anything to do with singers, singers with their quotations from singers or whatever it is, anything linked to anybody that is copyright or trademark, stay away from. I mean, this goes without saying. You don't do anything. You don't use an image that is trademarked or copyrighted or used by anybody else, or something that you've seen that anybody's done and you just copy it and put it onto yours. I mean, look, that is obviously a no-no. It's about original design, original designs that you are creating. So please stay away from anything trademark, copyrighted. Just don't even go near it, because that's just a risk anyway. What we do is, it's the best wings to create your own designs, original designs, and there's no need to even go anywhere near that kind of stuff. So I think the crackdown is becoming quite strong now. And I think, even some stores right now lately have also, even away from mock-ups, even nothing to do with mock-ups, are being shut down because of these infringements that Etsy believes that they are crossing over, and they're kind of copying other things. So look, when you do create your store and you're selling anything, everything that you do sell, please just make sure. Now the problem is that people do jump onto things like, I don't know, Disney stuff. I mean, I've seen stuff on Grinch, for Christmas. I mean, people designing Grinch stuff and Christmas, movies, Christmas movie related stuff, Disney related stuff, and that's really bad, because you're bound to get caught at some point. I mean, to be honest, Etsy seems to be quite flooded with all of these copycat stores, copying things. And look, sooner or later, I know that some people do, maybe touch on these things because they sell very well, right? It doesn't matter how they sell. You're still infringing on somebody else's copyright or trademark, and you're literally, copying something that you shouldn't. So like I said, don't get tempted. Don't even think about trying to copy anything. Stay away from that kind of thing, please, guys, because look, there's no need, build up your own store, your own brand, your own design, your own everything. That way you'll be successful, and that way you can sleep at night, because look, you don't want to be worrying about, oh, is this going to be shut down? It's just not worth it. It really isn't. So this is the news so far, guys. This is the news so far. And like I said, I mean, to be honest, from what I know is with regards to the terms of service with mockups, I mean, this thing has been out for a while, but I think what Etsy is doing is there's been a big crackdown lately now, where they're really focused on, doing this and making sure that, these listings are kind of looked at, focused. I think what it is I think there's just been a huge growth of people, let's say, that sell print on demand. Let's say they're selling t-shirts, that are just buying t-shirt mock-ups, let's say, from stores on Etsy, I don't know, Creative Fabrica, Canva, whatever it is, from all of these other places, and they're using it on their own stores to sell the t-shirt. But yet, if the t-shirt that the customers getting doesn't look like what the mock-up is, I think that's where the issue is. I think in terms of digital products, we're quite lucky because, you know, the design that you create or produce is pretty much the design download that the customer will get. So there's, you know, there's unlikely to be any issues, right? And like I said, it doesn't really affect digital products. However, I really want to see, because like I said, right now, like everything, like loads of things are happening. It seems to be growing as well. So I would love to hear from you if you have had any issues with regard. And to be honest, I've had a few emails as well of other issues happening, like suspensions and things like that, for very minor things that people haven't really done. It seems like there's strange things going on right now. So even if, you know, something's happened to you, your store listing, anything that's happened to you lately, can you please put it in the comments below? Because I think what it is I want to just spread some awareness for everybody to see and understand, like to be careful. So if you got any bits of advice that you can give, I would really appreciate it if you could put it in the comments, please, below. And just share your own knowledge of what you've experienced. I mean, look, we've had a few videos on YouTube, and I've seen them, you know, one or two in particular have been actually very heartbreaking, because it's very sad to see when someone puts in so much effort and work. But at the same time, you know, everybody has to be very careful, and just if you know that something isn't right, just don't do it. Right? If you know that you shouldn't be putting a listing, that it might be copying or looks like someone else's, just don't do it. It's just not worth it. Everything has to be original. But like I said, you know, if you are selling any print on demand stuff, so if you are hooking up Printify to sell any of your any of your designs, like I said, anything that you've created but you're putting it on, hooking it up to Printful or Printify or whatever provider you do, then like I said, just make sure the images that you use, the mock-ups that you use for the product that you've hooked up with Printify, you use their mock-ups, right? Use their images. You know, some people say, you know, even though they've hooked them up, they don't want to use them, you know, they don't like them or whatever it is. Look, at the end of the day, go by what Etsy is saying. So like these are all like mock-ups. This is a mock-up from Printful, you know. So basically just use what is provided, right, by your third-party provider like Printful in this case. Just use their mock-ups just to be on the safe side. So if you got any listings and you have got print on demand, my advice is just update the listings with the Printful ones, right? I know some people are saying they put their stores on vacation, you know, they're worried, they're scared. I think don't panic. One thing I will say is just don't panic. Don't do anything like, don't do anything that is like as in like, don't do anything like out of the blue. Just don't do anything strange out of the ordinary. just relax, calm down. Like I said, I would personally, this is what I would do, is I would change, if you are doing print on demand, make sure that you're using the images from your provider. Definitely do that for sure. The other thing I was going to say something, actually, another thing quite important. I was going to say, obviously, I'm going to do an update on this just when I get some clarity, some real facts. At the minute, it's all up in the air and it's not very clear exactly what's going on. So we need to get a little bit more clarity. So I should have an update for you soon. The other thing, I've just remembered. The other thing I was going to say is, look, this is something that I've been wanting to say for a while, actually, and I actually do have a video on alternative ways to sell digital products. Look, this is very important as well, and this is a long-term solution for you, and I think you should do this. Look, things can happen on Etsy. Look, Etsy is a fantastic marketplace. It's a brilliant marketplace, and you can make so much money, and you know, it has customers coming to it all the time, and that's the beauty of it, is that customers come there where you can showcase your products. A bit like Amazon, you know. I also sell on Amazon, and Amazon is a fantastic marketplace where people search for products. They just come on Amazon and they buy stuff. So you already know you're getting customers, right, coming. That's why it's the beauty of it. But yet at the same time, you have to stick by the rules of Etsy. And sometimes, you know, like there are things that happen that are not even your fault. it's not even your fault. It's not even down to you. And sometimes you don't know why it's happened. Sometimes you got suspended, you got shut down or deactivated, and you really don't know why. And sometimes you try and speak to somebody, but you can't, and you're not getting a response from Etsy, or it's just a bot that's responding. So I understand this fully. I get this. So what I'm saying is it's a great marketplace, fantastic, and you can make some amazing income. But I would say that don't just rely on Etsy. And what I mean by that is I personally would do this. I would create a Shopify store, and I think this is so important. You know, a Shopify store, obviously a standalone store where you're selling your products. You can actually hook up Etsy and then extract all your information, all your products onto a Shopify store. You can actually do that right now, and it doesn't take that long. You definitely need to get your own domain name, and domains are quite cheap these days. Get a domain name, hook up a Shopify store. Now, I've got a link in my description. It is an affiliate link for Shopify, right? And I definitely wanted to talk more about this in another video, which I will do because I think it's important. On this video, I'm not really going to go into the Shopify and how to hook it up, but you can look into it. You can hook up a Shopify store, extract all those listings from Etsy, and put them on your Shopify store. That way, in a sense, you've got your own entity outside of the Etsy marketplace where you're not really affected like you are in Etsy, right? I will always advise that have a Shopify store anyway that you could possibly sell. It's about income streams as well. So not only will you have your Etsy store income stream, but it's good to have something outside of it that you're building. So building a Shopify store is fantastic. Yeah, it takes more work, and it takes finding ways of getting your customers to your store is not as easy as Etsy, that's for sure. But if you build up your Instagram, build up your TikTok, build up your customer base, and start building up your Shopify custom base, I think that's so important. What I would do now is I would definitely open up a Shopify store, extract all your listings and put them on there anyway. Have it working in tandem, have it working whilst you're selling on Etsy, have that open there as well anyway. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't harm you. And I think it's always another alternative to selling your digital products on Etsy. Have that as a kind of plan B, as a backup. So definitely look into this. The link is in my description for Shopify. I mean, loads of sellers do this, by the way, because some people that have started doing it because maybe they've had problems with Etsy and they got shut down, so they started to open and sell through Shopify. So that's definitely a way to do it, but I'll definitely have that as another way, another thing, another method of selling digital products. So definitely go ahead and do that. I definitely think that should be running anyway. So yeah, that would be my advice. That would be a solution to, selling on Etsy. Try different ways. There's also other places to sell, like Gumroad. There's loads of other ones. I've got a video actually on it where it's got, I think, 5 alternative places to sell on Etsy. I might put the link. I'll put the link of the video in the description as well. Okay, just so you guys can have a look at it. I think it's important. But as for this, I'm going to do another update definitely about what's happening. But I do need everybody, please, to put a comment below if you've had any issues with Etsy with regards to your listing or your store. Please put it down there. And then if you've managed to find a solution, also please write it down so that other people know what they need to do, with regards to contacting Etsy, what it is that you've said. Like I said, Etsy can be notoriously difficult in terms of contacting and finding information in that way. But I would like to know and hear about any issues you've had, especially lately with any listings or with your store. Please put it in the comments below. Let's all share this information. Let's try and help each other out. Let's get to the bottom of this. And like I said, I'm going to do an updated video, hopefully very soon, to try and get you some more information and to get you some better advice on what's happening. So like I said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Don't forget, check out the links in my description, and hopefully I'll get this alternative video. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Take care. See you on the next one.